Samina apisis ewi kiskino hamageyan nêhiyâwewin. Danisigayas namoya iniwak oche ayawewak pisimohkan. Maga ki apatihewak kisigaw pisim ka kisketahkik tandahto tipahigan kagisigak. Okay. Oh. No. Okay. Again, I am going to teach a little bit of Cree. How long ago indigenous people did not have, well, pretend sun or a clock, but they used the sun to know what time it was during the day. These are the words that I'm going to use. I'm doing the opposite of how I usually have it set up. Going into learning a second language. I'm assuming a lot of the people that are listening to this they're learning it as a second language. You have to be able to I guess translate to your first language in order to remember all the words. So I'm going to use English as my first setup from now on and things like this. So quickly going into words, it would be nêhiyâwewin. Nêhiyâwewin. Again, asamina. Asamina. A little bit, upsis. I am going to teach. Ewi giskinwa hamageyan. Ewi giskinwa hamageyan. Cree language, nêhiyâwewin. Nêhiyâwewin. Hello, or you can use it also for how. Danse, danse. Long time ago, kayas, kayas. No, not indigenous. Namoya iniwak. Namoya iniwak. Oh, no, not indigenous people. Sorry. From oche, oche. They have it. Ayawewak, ayawewak. Pretend moon or ring the clock. Pisimohkan, pisimohkan. But and maga, maga. They used whatever. Ki apatihewak, ki apatihewak. Sun. Kisigaw bisim, kisigaw bisim. For them to know something, ka kiskeyitahkik, ka kiskeyitahkik. How many? Tanitahto, tandahto. Measurement or time, tipahigan, tipahigan. When it is daytime, kagisigak, kagisigak. Okay, so going into translation on the list and words, nêhiyâwewin, nêhiyâwewin. It is morning. So with these words here that are on the list, I am going to show you on how you would hear both of them depending on the fluency of a speaker. Going into these ones, this is what, when I talk about, this would be classified as independent mode, and this would be classified as conjunct mode. But I'm not going to say this is conjunct form because a speaker will never, fluent speaker that does not have no training into the classification of the language, they won't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Okay. It is morning. Kikisepayao. Kikisepayao. E kikisepayak. E kikisepayak. It is noon. It is midday. Apihtau kisigao. Apihtau kisigao. Or e apihtau kisigak. E apihtau kisigak.
That's really interesting, since when you explain that, now I just see it.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Well, I thought I would introduce both of them.
Yeah,
I introduce both forms on what you'll hear.
yeah,
So, like I said, a lot of times fluent speakers tend to use this form.
that's what I hear all the time too, is conjunct form.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I always thought that, well, that's just how you say it. But
Yeah.
there's actually degrees and levels to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay. It is evening, otagosin, otagosin, or e otagosik, e otagosik. It is dusk, waninagwan, waninagwan, e waninagwak, e waninagwak. It is nighttime, tipiskau, tipiskau, e tipiskak, e tipiskak. It is midnight, apihtau tipiskau, apihtau tipiskau, or e apihtau tipiskak, e apihtau tipiskak. It is dawn, wapan, wapan, or e wapak, e wapak. And then you have a good morning, mio ki kisepa wanise, mio ki kisepa wanise. You, plural, have a good morning, mio ki kisepa wanisik, mio ki kisepa wanisik.
Because I always, when I was on Facebook, I haven't been on Facebook in a long time, but when I was on Facebook, there was this Cree guy who would always say, "Mio kiki sipiao to you all." And I'd be like, "Oh, no, there's a better way to say that." But he would always keep it really general and singular. Hey?
Okay.
Yeah. And that just reminded me of him when.
Yeah, no, there's two different ways of saying that term, so.
Yeah. And then I tried to explain it to him one time, but he was like, "Okay, thanks." But then he just kept doing what he was doing now.
Using the same terminology.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this one, I like I said, I just followed on what had to be, what was written there in English, and I translated the best way that I knew how. Okay, words First Nation used to tell time. Itwewina ka apachi ta tik iniwak tanise ka ise wita kik tantahto tipahigan. Itwewina ka apachi ta tik iniwak tanise ka ise wita kik tantahto tipahigan. I know I could have probably made another word list with it. Maybe I should have to see to how it was used. Okay. Okay, same thing, teach how to tell time. So giskinwa hamage tanisi ka witaman tanamaigo ke ispaik. Giskinwa hamage tanisi ka witaman tantato e ispaik. Corey, I just seen I didn't realize this was here. I know it's only an H, but that's right here. I deleted an H. Okay.
Yeah.
I sometimes.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Words for clock.
sometimes you get typing so fast you don't even realize.
Well, no, the thing is, I go back and I edit and check, and
That's okay. That's all right.
I didn't realize I missed that one.
1 point off.
Yeah.
Gonna take 1 point away.
Yeah. Words per clock. Itwe ona ka itwe yin katasimit pisimohkan. Okay, time. Tipahigan. It is 1 o'clock. Payak tipahigan Spain. Or you'll also hear payak tipahigan Spike. Okay, with those one. So it'd be payak tipahigan Spain or payak tipahigan Spike. So I'm writing again both forms of it that you would hear on it. Okay. It is 2 o'clock. Niso tipahigan Spain. Niso tipahigan Spain. Niso tipahigan Spike. Niso tipahigan Spike. It is 3 o'clock. Nisto tipahigan Spain. Nisto tipahigan Spain. Nisto tipahigan Spike. Nisto tipahigan Spike. It is 4 o'clock. Neo tipahigan Spain. Neo tipahigan Spain. Neo tipahigan Spike. Neo tipahigan Spike. It is 5 o'clock. Nianan tipahigan Spain. Nianan tipahigan Spain. Nianan tipahigan Spike. Nianan tipahigan Spike. It is 6 o'clock. Nikotuasik tipahigan Spain. Nikotuasik tipahigan Spain. Or you'll hear Nikotuasik tipahigan Spike. Nikotuasik tipahigan Spike. It is 7 o'clock. Tepako tipahigan Spain. Tepako tipahigan Spain. Tepako tipahigan Spike. Tepako tipahigan Spike. It is 8 o'clock. Ainaneo tipahigan Spain. Ainaneo tipahigan Spain. Or you'll hear Ainaneo tipahigan Spike. Ainaneo tipahigan Spike. It is 9 o'clock. Keka mitatat tipahigan Spain. Keka mitatat tipahigan Spain. Keka mitatat tipahigan Spike. Keka mitatat tipahigan Spike. It is 10 o'clock. Mitatat tipahigan Spain. Mitatat tipahigan Spain. Mitatat tipahigan Spike. Mitatat tipahigan Spike. It is 11 o'clock. Piyagosap tipahigan Spain. Piyagosap tipahigan Spain. Piyagosap tipahigan Spike. Piyagosap tipahigan Spike. With 12 o'clock, or it is 12 o'clock, Nisusap tipahigan Spain. Nisusap tipahigan Spain. Nisusap tipahigan Spike. Nisusap tipahigan Spike. So with this one, it is possible to say 12 o'clock that way, but a lot of speakers, I actually asked 2 different fluent speakers and they referred this one. It is midday or noon. Apihtaw kisigaw. Apihtaw kisigaw. Or apihtaw kisigak. Apihtaw kisigak. Same with when you go into saying midnight. It is midnight. Apihtaw tipiskaw. Apihtaw tipiskaw. or apihto tibiskak. Apihto tibiskak. Okay, with this one. I only wrote the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on it. I didn't go into mina apihto when you refer to, say, 1:30. You would say beag tipahigan mina apihto. So that's how you would, yeah, meaning halfway. Yeah, 1:30 to it. I know a lot of, from when I was talking to other people about time, they always more or less said they used the 1 o'clock or the apihto. Rarely, or they would say gegat nisuti pahigan. It's just about 2 o'clock, or it's just about 1:30. Like, you know, there is terms for it. Maybe next time I'll try see if I can add, because I think it's Pamwe for before and Miaskam, I think, for after. And then you go into, say for instance, if I went to 1:15, I would say beag tipahigan miaskam nianusap tipahiganis. So a really long term that you go into it. Same with your pamuye. So you would say, if I said 1:45.
It's like you're saying a little bit after 1.
Yeah, a little, yeah, but it is, yeah. So, okay, yeah. And they don't use it as much. Yeah, but I know they, like I said, I was listening to see how much time is used. They do use like the basic beag tipahigan or beag mina apihto and words like that. So, but it'd be nice to teach it. So, okay, so going into the same thing, teach words and phrases pertaining to time. Kiskinwa hamage itwewina katasihtamik tipahigan e ispaik. Again, look at this. I thought I did well.
2 points.
2 points. Tipahigan e ispaik. Okay, kiskinwa hamage itwewina katasihtamik tipahigan e ispaik. Okay. Okay, what time is it? Tandahto tipahigan ispain. Tandahto tipahigan ispain. Or tandahto tipahigan e ispaik. Tandahto tipahigan e ispaik. That's how you would ask to see what time is it. So these are the other words that were on there. Be late. Muesta sisine. Past, long ago. Kayas, future. Ute nigan. Recently. Namoya gayas. Right or now. Megwatch. Later. Muestas. Already. Asai. Teach distance phrases. Kiskinawa hamage kawihtaman pihchao. Pihchao would be the one for distance. Okay, pihchao. Kiskinawa hamage kawihtaman pihchao itwewina. Kiskinawa hamage kawihtaman pihchao itwewina. This could be a lot more phrases with this one. And this is the one where they always make fun of people when they say, when they use their lips. Ute. So right here would be uta. Over here, meaning you're talking to someone and they're saying over here. So ute. Over there, anita. Anita. Again, you're using your lips, pointing that way. Far away, nete, nete. And there, egote, egote. Okay, this could be a long list of saying uta, anita, nete. Okay, with this one.
Depends on how big your lips are.
Yeah, depends on how, yes. So, again, I translated create sentences and phrases using time. Okay. Ati itwewina masinaha kawihtaman tanispi mana kigwe ka itutaman. Ati titwewina masinaha kawihtaman tanispi mana kigwe ka itutaman. Again, I went and used both of the forms that you would hear. Going back into, if you remember listening to the other tapes from last year, I introduced it in the different person indicators and the different forms on how you would hear it. So I used both forms here. Okay? I got up at 7 this morning. Nigi waniskan tepagop tepahigan gigesep. Nigi waniskan tepagop tepahigan gigesep. Or you'll hear egi waniskayan tepagop tepahigan gigesep. Egi waniskayan tepagop tepahigan gigesep. And you, what time did you get up this morning? Yamaga dandahto tepahigan kiki waniskan gigesep. Okay, with this one. It is possible, I guess. Can I just add it on there, Corey?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, that's 3 points.
Yes, that could be 5 points. That's 10 points off. Okay. So the other way you would also hear, you'll hear this is Kiamaga Tanitahtu Tipahigan Egiwaniska Yin Gigesep. Kiamaga Tanitahtu Tipahigan Egiwaniska Yin Gigesep. With this one. Okay. Those are the two forms you hear just from that one. And what I did was I added possible way that you can answer on how first, when a person is speaking to someone, you're asking that question and how that person would answer. Okay. So you could you add your time. I got out of bed this morning. So here, time, nigi waniskan gigesep. Nigi waniskan gigesep. Or you'll hear egi waniskayan gigesep. Egi waniskayan gigesep. With those ones. Again, a speaker, a fluent speaker, you don't know which form they're going to use on those two terms. On either it's going to be, like you said, they don't know the difference between independent and conjunct form. But that is the classification of these.
Yeah.
Okay. I will go to bed at 10 tonight. Midata tipahigan niganipan tipiskage. Midata tipahigan niganipan tipiskage. Or midata tipahigan ewi nipayan tipiskage. Midata tipahigan ewi nipayan tipiskage. It is almost 5 o'clock. Gegach nianan tipahigan ispain. Gegach nianan tipahigan ispain. Gegach nianan tipahigan e ispaik. Gegach nianan tipahigan e ispaik. So going into this one, with this one here, this is where I talked about fluent speakers, they use those terms, que gach, because they're saying almost to that time, or the simple term they'll use is miaskam. It's past that time. It is 1 o'clock right now. Piyak tipahigan ispain megwach. Piyak tipahigan ispain megwach. Or you'll hear Piyak tipahigan e ispaig megwach. Piyak tipahigan e ispaig megwach. I have to go to work at 1:30 today. Niwi nitawi atuskan peyag mina apito tipahigan anoch. Niwi nitawi atuskan peyag mina apito tipahigan anoch. Ewi nitawi atuskean peyag mina apito tipahigan anoch. Ewi nitawi atuskean peyag mina apito tipahigan anoch. Okay, and egosiki tuamina.
Yeah.